Hello. So this video is if you are feeling a little slow in the body or just wanting a really gentle way to wake up or wind down from the day. So we're going to start, my dog is joining me. We're going to start just in the center of your mat, hands folded one on top of the other. Forehead rests on the hands. And we take 3 deep breaths here. Take a nice deep inhale, and you might like to exhale through the mouth. Roll the head, the forehead from side to side a couple of times. And then slowly on an inhale, find your way up onto all 4 paws. And just begin to sway your hips from side to side, just feeling into the buttocks, the back, shoulders, tuning in, listening within. You might like to just change it out a little bit, just listening to your own body and allowing it to guide you into natural, spontaneous movement to help open the parts of the body that need opening for you and releasing the tension where it needs releasing for you. So letting go of any instructions given to you just for a moment to really feel into your own needs. When you're ready, just begin to tuck the toes in under the feet, lifting up so you can begin to walk to the top of your mat, folding as you arrive, so just allowing the head to hang, the arms to hang or sit on the floor, wherever they comfortably go. I'd like to be at hip distance with your feet, or even a little wider if you need that. Just begin to sway the body gently from side to side. You may like to swing the chin gently from side to side. Another deep breath when you're done. Exhale through the mouth. And then we bend the knees quite deeply and begin to press the floor away from us so we can push our whole body up, arms and head hang, ragdoll style. And just come to standing and land yourself in place once you're there. Tadasana, with our feet under our hips now. Our tail perhaps lengthening all the way to the earth. Be careful about over flattening the back, but just finding the perfect tilt in the pelvis. So the feet feel really grounded. The knees and ankles are soft and receiving the earth's energy back up the body and through the spine into the crown. And the crown reaches beyond the rising sun, or rising moon perhaps in the evening. Feeling your breath begin to move freely flowing like water through the body. The arms are relaxed, the shoulders are relaxed. And bringing the hands together into prayer, bowing for a moment to the heart. Dropping the hands down the front of the body and inhale, reaching the arms forward and up. Open the heart gently to the sky as the tail lengthens to the earth. And as you exhale, folding, leading with the heart, softening the knees and allowing the hands to maybe come to the earth or the legs, the crown reaching to the floor. Bend the knees deeply, push the floor away from you, draw up from the feet into the belly and the belly into the heart as the arms begin to reach skyward. Chest opens towards the sky and the tail lengthens towards the earth, and we exhale, draw our hands back to the heart center. And then continue, hands drop down, inhale, reach the hands forward and up. Open the heart, ground the feet, draw the navel in, and as you exhale, the heart leads you down to the earth. Hands coming to the legs or the ground beneath you. Head releases fully. And then we bend the knees deeply, push the floor away from us, rolling up ragdoll style, arms out and up, and reach for the heavens. They meet overhead and exhale, draw the energy down into the body, hands back to the heart. Take a breath as you land again. And then the hands drop back down. Inhale, reaching forward and up, heart lifts, tail grounds, so do the feet. Belly draws in, and as you fold, the heart leads you down towards the earth. The hands just coming to where they comfortably arrive, and the head releases fully towards the earth, bowing to it. This time, half lift. The hands come right up the legs if they like. Lift the chest and roll the sit bones high, lengthening the spine and the back of your legs, and exhale to fold again, letting the chest maybe and thighs marry. Bend the knees deeply, ragdoll style. Push yourself out of there, arms up, out and up, meeting overhead, perhaps watching as they do, and draw the energy back into your body and to your heart. Drop the hands, let them fall open this time, bending the knees. Inhale, rise up, arms out and up, meet overhead with the hands. And again, leading down to the heart as we come in a forward fold. Knees soften as much as they need to, particularly for the fullness of the fold as we let the head go. And then straighten the legs a little, lift the spine, open the heart, and then exhale, fold. You might need to soften the knees again as you release the head in a deeper fold. Bending the knees, push the floor away from you, ragdoll style, all the way up and over. Heart opens, hands meet overhead, and here for a moment, holding as we really lengthen and grow the feet into the earth. Reach the hands towards the rising sun. And open the heart to all the possibilities that this day or evening offers. And exhale, then drawing the hands back to the heart. Arriving, feeling back into your body, feeling into your heart. What's going on for you today? Allow whatever arises to be absolutely fine, accepting all that we are. Bend the knees, drop the hands open, inhale. Slow rise up. Hands meet, and we can watch this time perhaps as they do. Tail lengthens to support the lower back, and then open the heart, open the hands, and dive down once again into our forward fold. Releasing the head fully as you arrive. Half lift, straightening the legs a little bit more. And then we're going to step back with the left leg.
So the foot comes in line with the hip, and we're just going to leave the knee off the floor this morning or today, and exhale. Push into the back heel, front knee, drop the hips, lift the back thigh. And inhale, just slowly but surely coil back into the body, lifting particularly that front hip, dropping the head. Using the exhalation to lengthen out. Push the back heel away, front knee forward, lift the heart, the chin a little here. Inhale, coil back into the center. Lift that back heel, drawing it into the midline as you lift the front hip and round into yourself. And exhale, ironing yourself out, stretching from your front leg to your back leg, from your crown to your tail. Inhale, drawing into your center once again, a little sort of lift as we drop the head and tail. And exhale to extend back out through the crown, through the back heel, through the heart. And then hands flatten onto the floor so we can push into the floor and step back with that right leg. Come into a comfortable Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog, but really gently, so slow body practice today. So just be super kind to your body, listening. So it's like we have to be more sensitive than normal to really feel into the needs, to all the little nuances that we find. I'm going to start dropping one knee to the underneath of the other leg so I can just begin to pull into the opposite side, pulling the hip away, and then coming back to the center and dropping the other knee, and say the right leg drops in across the front of the left, and we pull the left hip away. And just repeat that a couple of times. Drop onto our knees. Inhale to lift the hips, the sit bones I should say, and the heart, the chin in up cat. And exhale, draw the navel in, drop the head and tail in down cat. This is what I call these two positions of cat-cow or cat's breath. Inhale, opening heart and hips, heart and sit bones. And exhale, draw into your navel, push the floor away from, drop the head and tail. Get a little playful as you begin to move through this simple action of cat. Inhaling, choosing for yourself exactly how you execute and any little add-ons you want to bring to this movement. Taking an inhale, use the exhale to open the knees, drop the big toes towards each other and buttocks down to the hips. Just resting here, either hands in full extension, elbows can relax to the floor, or you could stack one hand on top of the other. Drop the forehead down. Taking what you need and taking 3 deep breaths into your body with a sense of curiosity and playfulness. Perhaps rolling, rocking, breathing your way through this moment. You like to walk your hands in towards each other. Lift them over your head and rotate the wrists by bringing the back of the fingers together, and then keep rolling so the heel of the hands come together. Then keep rolling so the back of the fingers come together. And we just continue in this manner. This doesn't work for you. Find something that does. Make it up. Make it feel good, but get into the wrists, releasing any tension through there. Don't forget to go in both directions. Hands can then come together in prayer and press back towards the neck. And then bringing the hands back in front of you, shoulder distance. Use an inhale to coil up, and we might just lift the feet off the floor as you begin to bring the hips down. Draw the navel in towards the spine and slowly slide yourself down onto the floor, all the way down. And then inhale, just a really gentle lift off the floor with the legs and the heart. And exhale to release down. You can straighten the legs and place the feet on the floor. And just begin to open the hands out along the shoulder line. And just press the hand into the floor. And roll to one side. And then press the other hand into the floor and roll to the other side. Again, this is just like tuning in, feeling into what's going on. Slow body day. Nothing too hard and fast. You might like to bring the elbows to the floor and lift the feet and rotate your ankles. Both directions. Hands then come back in under the shoulders. Take an inhale as you lift yourself up back into cat, tuck the toes and exhale into dog once again. Get comfortable. A little wag of your tail might be quite nice here once again. And if you have any lower back sort of compression going on, imagine your tail as a piece of chalk. And you can make little circles, drawing little circles. Doesn't matter if those circles feel more like squares. That's absolutely fine. Change the direction of your little circles or squares. And then from there, we're going to coil into our center. Press a little forward, and when you're ready, inhale, step that left leg forward to the feet. So we're coming into the lunge on the other side. We inhale to coil up, so we coil into the belly, lift that back heel a little bit, lift that front hip a little bit, drop the head and tail. And as you exhale, you iron everything out. So push into the back heel, lift the chest, push the front knee forward, lift your chin, look straight forward, and then inhale, coil everything back into the center, gather your energy here, release any tension here, and then exhale, push it away, open and lengthen, and again, inhale, coil into the center, drop the head, release the tail a little, tuck it. And then exhale, lengthen everything from crown to heel, from tail to crown, from knee to heel, from hand to hand. And then we inhale, coil in, push back a little into that back leg so you can push it forward, so you fold as you continue exhaling. Releasing any tension through the neck and the shoulders as you arrive in Uttanasana, the standing forward fold. And rolling up again. So let the head and arms hang, press the floor away. When you push the floor with your feet, so you push yourself out of there. And continue. Hands over the head. And drawing all the way down on the exhale to the heart. Take
take a moment to assess everything that has gone and that has arisen. Feel into the whole of your body. Notice any imbalances. Notice any openings, any changes. And always come back to the breath in the belly. Come back to the feet in the earth. Relax the shoulders. And this time we're going to allow the hands to drop together in prayer towards the floor, and then inhale, bend the knees and bring the arms up in front of you into Utkatasana, standing forward fold. Inhale here, and as you exhale, straighten the legs and draw the hands to the heart and then the floor as we come into our forward fold, Uttanasana. Half lift on the inhale, and as you exhale, step that right leg back. Exhale as you arrive, or inhale, exhale to come in and arrive into the pose. Inhale, just one coil, lifting into the belly, dropping head and tail. And exhale, straightening everything out from heel to heart. Heel to crown, hands to the floor. Step back as you exhale with the feet. So we come into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Pedal your feet, bending one knee, lifting the heel, pushing the hands into the floor towards that leg, and then change it out. Lift the other heel, bend the knee, press the heel of the opposite leg into the floor. So it's called walking the dog. Pedaling the feet, walking the dog. And then from there, as you bend your left knee, allow that knee to come all the way to the floor. Extend the right leg out so the heel drops to the floor, in line with your foot and your knee, your left foot and knee. And then just let that left foot push out to the left behind you. Inhale to let the right arm rise up. And exhale as you allow it to come across the ear and reach beyond your crown. Let the hand sort of drop in front of the face when you're ready. And then inhale, let it sweep across the front of the body and back up over your body. And exhale as it reaches beyond the crown, out in front of you, and all the way down across the face. So big circles with the arm. Inhale, reach the arm back towards the foot, and then up towards the sky, and then past the face, crown, all the way full circle. Last one here. Inhale, reaching out and up. That right foot pressing into the floor as if it's standing, so the whole sole of the foot. Lift the arch of the foot. Press this left hand into the floor and that left back foot into the floor for support. Let that right arm come across the ear and then bend the elbow. Let the hand just hang, dripping. If the head is getting a little sore, the neck is getting a little sore, I should say, you can wrap your hand around the top of the head and hold it. And you could really just begin to open the heart, to lengthen the tail on an inhale. And the exhale, this really gentle releasing. And then inhale to open again. Press that right leg into the floor. Open the heart away. And exhale. Just gently release. So you come into neutral. Inhale. Maybe reach the hand this time. Away. And exhale. Bring that hand to the floor. Bring the right knee to the floor so you're in cat now. Or full paws to the ground.
and just begin to sway the hips from side to side. Again, you might like to do the tail drawing thing, so drawing circles with your tailbone, releasing anything in the lower back, both directions. Sorry about the heating noise, if you can hear that, it's not real warm where I am right now, so heating comes and goes, so I hope that doesn't interfere too much. Big toes come together, knees come apart, and we drop the buttocks down towards the heels. Once again, we come into wisdom pose, with the forehead resting on the floor, elbows resting if you'd like, or stacking the hands or even fists and placing the forehead on there. And once again, just resting here, either wriggling around or in stillness and breathing some full breaths there. Again, you can bring the hands overhead again and rotate the wrists out if they are not feeling super comfortable. So take that if you need it, or just relax and breathe. So coming up on an inhale, and as you rise up, let the feet rise with you. We're going to push the hips a little forward. Begin to soften the elbows so we don't jam into the wrists. And just let the knees slide back a little and bring the thighs to the floor in this little sort of fun back bend. And then slowly just drawing yourself all the way down to the mat, to the floor. Get comfortable as you go, please. And then inhale, lift everything once again. Thighs, chest, heart, lips. And then exhale, releasing everything down to the earth. Feet can come to the floor. You might want to just realign everything there so the feet are more hip distance. And the hands can come out to the side, and once again we can roll from side to side by pushing one hand into the floor, pushing ourselves to one side, and then the other. If you prefer, you can bring yourself onto the fingertips, and you could really begin to lift the head, the heart, and really get into the shoulders here in a playful sort of manner. When you're ready, exhaling everything back down, hands come in under the shoulders. You're going to lift up into the chest, reach into the feet, into the toes. Inhale, rise in a baby back bend of your choice. And then exhale, push back all the way. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Get comfortable. Your practice, your body, your dog. Little wag of the tail is always nice here, particularly if we have some back issues. Maybe your buttocks are tight, your hips are tight. This can also be quite subtle but releasing. And then from there, we're going to bend the right knee and drop it to the floor all the way. Extend the left leg out and drop the heel in so it's in line with, with the rest of the body. Swing that right foot out behind you. You can have a block, by the way, under the hands. I should have mentioned that before. I'm not working with props this morning, but you could definitely have that or come up onto the fingertips if the floor feels too far away. Inhale, let the left arm begin to rise up towards the ceiling. And exhale, drop it across the ear, reach it beyond, and then allow it to drop in front of the face, down to the floor. Keep that left foot grounded to the floor, lift in the arch. Inhale, the left arm rides all the way up in full circle. And exhale, reaching across the head, down, front of the face into the earth. And inhale, reach it towards the back of the mat, up towards the sky. And exhale it over your head, across the face and down to the earth. And again, inhale, reaching out and up, keep the tail long. Exhale, hand comes across the face and down to the earth. Inhale, last one, reaching it back and then up. And as you exhale, just reach the arm across the ear. Keep the tail long and the left foot grounded. And then just bend the elbow, let the hand hang. Lift the heart. Try and rotate the chest so we're looking a little more towards the sky. And if the neck is beginning to hurt a little, you can grab hold of your head, wrapping your hand to the right side of your face or skull. And then inhale, lift up a little, open, and exhale, just release it a little. Inhale, it's quite a small movement. Open, lift, exhale, down. Inhale to open, lift, foot presses into the floor as you do that. Exhale to release. Last one here. Inhale, open, and then reach that arm up and away. Exhale it down to the floor. Carefully finding yourself here. Both knees to the floor, both hands to the floor. Lining up your bones. Wag your tail. Swish, swish. Enjoy. So then just tucking the toes under and beginning to push the floor away from you as you lift the knees off the floor, lift the bum high and press back so the heels begin to draw towards the earth. And we pull back towards the back of the room or wherever you are. Begin to lengthen your crown towards the space between the hands. And you might like just a gentle wag of your tail, a little sway of the hips from side to side. Be long in the spine, comfortable in the back of the legs. Allow the navel, the lower navel, to draw in towards the spine. Just has this little suck in. And then as you're ready, draw the knees back down to the floor, nice and wide as you bring the big toes together, and then allow the buttocks to roll back towards the heels. Lengthen the arms out in front of you as you place your forehead on the earth. You can place the forearms on the earth as well. Take a few breaths here, getting comfortable, or wriggling through the hips, swaying through the torso, if you feel that you still need to do that. And you might also like to roll out the wrists again, so bringing the hands together overhead and making little circles with the wrists, either bringing the back of the fingers and then the heel of the hands together, or just any which way that feels right for you. Going in both directions. Placing the hands back down on the earth at shoulder distance when you're ready. Use an inhalation to coil up, bringing the knees in, under or in line with the hips. And tucking the toes under and pushing back into dog. As you roll forward into plank, drop the knees down and slowly lower yourself down to the floor. Getting comfortable through the thighs. So we really feel the thighs connecting to the earth, stacking your hands one on top of the other, and placing the forehead down onto the hands. You can let the heels drop out to either side, toes tuck in towards each other a little. And make sure there's no restriction with the elbows, so lifting the elbows, almost pulling them away from each other and then just placing them back down on the floor, giving the shoulders plenty of room to spread. Take a few deep breaths here into the back of the body. Allowing the spreading of the body, the melting of the body as you exhale. One more breath there. Deep inhale to the back of the body. Long, smooth exhale as you allow the body to melt into the earth. You might like to then begin to rock the hips from side to side. This is very rhythmic, this feeling. It's not mechanically pushing from side to side, but just this little rhythmic rock as if you're on a train, rocking away with the journey. Relax the whole of your body so the whole of your body can receive. Whole of your body to receive the little rocking action. Let's keep going for another moment or two. It's a pranic practice. Really working with the subtleties of the body now. Circulation. And then slowly allow the rocking to dissolve. Just let the body drink in the effervescence. And when you're ready, just lifting the head and extending the left arm out along the floor, over your head, and using the right hand to press into the floor in front of you. So you can roll onto your back and open up into a twist. So taking the right hand over the other side. Let the right knee lift off the floor as it needs to in order to allow the shoulder to come over to the other side. You can have a little tiny rock if you like from shoulder to knee or from shoulder to hip to knee and back, just to see what's available. You might even like to rock the head from side to side here if that feels comfortable. You can go ahead and do that, or you can just remain with the head in static somewhere, just resting. Focusing on the breath and even the subtleties of the pose here. And then extending into the right hand and foot as they reach away from each other, rolling you back onto your belly. Right hand is now out on the floor above the head as we take the left hand out in front of us to push off so we can roll over to the left side. Taking the left hand behind us, lifting that left knee off the earth so we can bring our shoulder to the earth, not to the knee. Take a couple of deep breaths here. See what you've got. It's always interesting to breathe in a twist. If it's a little tight in the back or the hip or the shoulders, just, you might like to just adjust things a little, rock from side to side a little. Find a way of making it a little more comfortable so you can actually rest a little more into it. Or if you did it on the other side and it felt nice, you can just roll the head from side to side. Or just breathe. Just really allow your awareness to soak in the experience of the actions. As if you want to get intimate here with yourself, with your own body, with your breath. And then when you're ready, once again, beginning to reach the foot and the hand away from each other towards the top and the bottom of the mat so you can twist yourself back onto your belly. Forehead can drop to the earth as once again you rock through the hips a few times. And this time we're going to bring the right knee up along the floor in line with the hip. And you can turn your head to look over towards that right side as you just take a couple of breaths here. Softening the inner groin towards the earth. A couple of nice deep breaths into the hip there. Softening, releasing as you exhale. And then when you're ready, lengthening that right leg back down and lifting the left leg, turning the head so it looks towards the left side of the body. So now the left knee is in line with the hip, just resting on the floor. Take a couple of breaths here as we rest back into this delicious, delicious pose. Finding the breath and finding the ease, completely surrendering as we come to the final places, final poses of our practice. Last deep breath in, last full breath out in the pose. And then this time we're just going to push that left hand into the floor and roll onto our backs. You might like to hug the knees in just for a moment. Rock from side to side. Massage the back. And you could take one hand on each knee and make little circles with the knees. Massaging the lower back and sacrum. Super delish.
particularly if you suffer from lower back or sacral issues. Change the direction, so make sure you do it in both directions. Going back to the center and just allowing the knees to fall out wide to either side, rotating through the ankles a few times in each direction. And then just a little rock from side to side here. Doesn't have to be a big movement, but of course it can be if you're guided to do so. You could even rock a little up and down with the knees. And lastly, our little sacral swivel, which is taking, the knees sort of like a driving wheel, like steering wheel. And draw the knees together and the feet back to the earth. Place the hands out alongside the body but away from the body so it's not touching. And lengthen the legs down. If there's any pinching in the lower back, of course, you can leave the knees bent or place a rolled blanket or bolster underneath your thighs, knees. Otherwise, we come now into Shavasana. And just for a moment, you might like to place one hand on the chest and one hand on the belly. And as you allow your body to completely rest onto the floor, come back to the experience of your breath. And I'd like you to take 5 deep breaths in, perhaps to the count of about 6 or 7. Inhaling all the way, so there's a fullness of the lungs. Pausing for the count of maybe 2. And then exhaling, slowly releasing the breath. To the count of about 7, maybe 8, maybe you extend it a little. Excuse me. Inhaling to the count of about 6, maybe 7. Full lungs, but gently full. Pausing for the count of maybe 2. And slowly exhaling, maybe to the count 1 or 2 beyond your inhalation. So continuing, inhaling to the count of maybe 6 or 7, pausing for perhaps a couple of counts, and seeing if you can extend your exhalation now from, say, if you're counting to 6 on the inhale, to 8 or 9 on the exhalation. Nice, slow seeping out of the breath, and allowing the exhalations to begin to draw you deep into Shavasana, deep into a sense of ease and rest within yourself and within your own body. Continue that practice, the pranayama, for as long as you like. You can then just release the hands back down to the earth with the palms, perhaps facing up if that's comfortable. Allow the breath to just dissolve into natural, soft, gentle breathing. And let your body drink in the practice. Shavasana, the pose of integration, the pose of healing. more relaxed you can allow your body to be, the more you can drink in the goodness